The hand-painted logo for the Good Shepherd Baptist Church, emblazoned on the sides of the aging Chevy van, was red and dominated by a white cross with a dove flying in. The 15-seat van was full, not with little old ladies in fine hats that needed rides to the church services on Sunday morning, but a troop of Boy Scouts led by my Uncle Everett, who was quick with a joke, slow to anger, and always late. We were headed to the Mid-Ohio Jamboree for a long week of camping, competition, and community. The boys ranged in age from 12 to 17. There were a bunch of us. You can think of us as the boys of Troop 117, but there were some notables, including 4 of my cousins in order of age. Everett III, who we called E3. Now, he only told the truth if that was the funniest way to tell a story. Bill, the responsible one. Then there was me, String Bean, the String Bean. I was so skinny that skinny kids called me skinny. David, the cool one, and then the youngest boy, Roy, the run of the troop. Now, the troop included the Reverend Pinkston's sons, Harold and Tim. They were preacher's kids, so you know they were bad. Along with Keith Pruitt, who was one of Columbus, Ohio's best high school athletes. Now, there were a few others, but that's enough. So, since my uncle was the troop leader and 4 of my cousins were in the troop, to me it felt like family. And because my uncle was always late, we were going to get to the campgrounds after dark. There was an unmistakable tension in the air. Not the lateness or setting up tents and gathering firewood in the dark. Those were part of the adventure. No, our tension was in the knowledge that we were going to be the only black scouts at the Mid-Ohio Jamboree. The assistant troop leader, Tony Brown, was a high school football coach in his early 30s. He had no apparent sense of humor, and he was built like a linebacker. A very, very intimidating combo. He turned to us from the passenger seat and he looked at us and this van load of boys and he said, "Now when we get there, I want you on your best behavior. Those white boys expect you to act a fool. They want to see you acting stupid so they can be like, I knew it. Don't give them that. And always walk with a buddy. Stay on a buddy system." The grown folks never said it directly, but there was it was clear that they believed that there was an actual threat of violence from the more than 200 white teenagers at the Jamboree. And realistically, it was 1977 in the middle of Ohio. Mr. Brown continued, "The only way that you're ever going to be equal to them is to be better than them." Well, that did nothing to ease the tension. When I was a kid, adults were always saying things like that, promoting the idea that we had to be twice as smart, twice as talented, twice as good. That may have been encouraging to some kids, but I always worried that for others, that notion cemented the subliminal message that we were half as good, half as fortunate. My cousin E3 said, look at me. Here's my impression of us meeting all those white boys. Hey, my name is Everett. Knocking one out. My name is Ricky. Knocking one out. Hey, my name is Roy. Getting knocked out. We howled with laughter. That night, we set up our tents by lantern light and we sat around the campfire telling stories like the one-armed brakeman or tap, tap, tapping. We had a ball. I mean, we knew it was going to be a fantastic week. The next morning, we woke up early for a hearty breakfast, ready for reveille. When we assembled along with hundreds of other scouts, we stood out, as the saying goes, like a raisin in a bowl full of milk. Not really because of the obvious racial difference, but our uniforms, or lack thereof. Every other boy had arrived in pressed khaki shirts and pressed pants with sashes bedazzled with badges. We showed up with scout shirts, but we had shorts and jeans and not a sash among us. Now looking back, it's kind of hilarious, but back then, it was, well, the shamed looks that we shared said it all. I was tempted to skulk back to the campsite, tempted until a sarcastic voice from the right sniped, "Nice uniform." and scattered laughter. My blood was set on instant boil. My cousin E3 took a step in the direction of that voice. He had years of karate training. I never saw him start a fight, but I never saw him lose one either. I looked at my uncle, our troop leader, and he was just looking straight ahead with a pleasant look on his face. Had he heard it? The insult? He had to have heard it. There was no way he could miss it. When I asked him about it later, he said, "Oh, people are always going to say stupid things. They're going to act stupid. I don't have to be stupid. That kid was trying to get your goat. Don't ever let anybody get your goat." Now, we had never been to the Jamboree before, and my uncle, I'm sure he didn't know that that was going to be the first competition of the week, because we were not even close to prepared. We came in last place. We were ready for that night's competition, though. That night would be a talent contest. Now, a bunch of us sang in the youth choir at church. My cousin Bill, David, E3, along with the Pinkston boys, Keith Pruitt, and Todd Stanhope, and me, we put together our own doo-wop version of a couple of popular TV commercials at the time. Mr. Bubble and Fifth Avenue candy bars. Our dance moves were co-opted from the Temptations, the Four Tops, and the Spinners. Now, we put in the time. Our harmonies were tight. We dressed the way we imagined 50s doo-wop singers would, in white t-shirts and jeans. We hit the amphitheater stage with utter confidence. We struck our opening pose. We waited for the audience to quiet themselves. And then, Mr. Bubble, 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 in your tubble, tubble, tubble. Now, I sang lead because I could sing tenor back then. Mr. Bubble in your tubble, we'll get you squeaky clean. Mr. Bubble in the tubble, cleaning as the scene of Mr. Bubble. Do. Harold Pinkston on bass, having a good time. As it is getting dirty, having a good time. As it is getting purty. Well, when we finished our second song, the audience erupted in applause. Not different than that. Whistles and cheers. We had killed it. When the winner of the contest was announced, though, we were stunned to find out that we came in second. The winners sang a song from a musical that I can't remember. What I do remember is they were dressed like girls in grass skirts and coconut bras. I was outraged. We all were. Keith Pruitt, the oldest of us, went up to my uncle. He said, "Come on, Mr. Sanders. You know we won. They're cheating us. They're cheating us because we're black." My Uncle Everett said, "Nah, don't be a spoil sport." And he made us go shake the hands of the winning troupe and congratulate them. Now I remember asking my father once if he was black first or if he was a man first. And he said, "Well, I'm a man first because that's how I see myself. Other people see me as black." I've been thinking about race and legacy all too often these days with all that's going on in America. And to this day, I don't know if we really deserve to win that competition or if we just thought we deserved to win it. I mean, it was commercials. I don't know if those judges saw us as boys first or as black first, and if that affected their decision. But I do know that it's a shame that a group of Boy Scouts attending an event would ever, or anyone, would ever have to wonder if there's a thumb on the scale or if they're really being judged by their own merits. I am glad that my Uncle Everett made us go congratulate that winning team, because that did show us how to be twice as good. And I'm also glad that we dominated in boxing and won the basketball tournament. Luckily, scoreboards don't display opinions, prejudice, or doubt.